Bosnia, Moskwas, rivers, mountains, Erupskem. Walk the cobbled streets of Sarajevo, stand on Mostar's legendary bridge, and lose yourself in villages where time stands still. Feel the rush of wild rivers, the peace of mountain lakes, and the warmth of people who welcome you like family. Bosnia is more than a destination. It's an experience, raw, authentic, unforgettable. Join us on a journey through its wonders and discover a land that will stay with you forever. What if I told you that there is a country in the heart of Europe where East meets West in the most breathtaking way? A land where Ottoman mosques stand beside Austro-Hungarian cathedrals, where turquoise rivers carve deep canyons through emerald valleys, and where ancient traditions echo through bustling markets and quiet mountain villages. This is Bosnia and Herzegovina, one of Europe's most underrated yet most enchanting destinations. When most people think of travel in Europe, their minds leap to Paris, Rome, or Vienna. But Bosnia holds a different kind of magic. Raw, authentic, and untouched. Here, the scars of history stand alongside the resilience of the present, telling stories of survival, coexistence, and hope. And in between those stories, you find landscapes so stunning they feel like they belong in a fairy tale. Imagine standing on the iconic Stari Most bridge in Mostar, its elegant arch glowing golden under the evening sun, as daring divers leap fearlessly into the river below. Picture wandering through Sarajevo's cobblestone streets, where the call to prayer weaves through the air alongside the sound of church bells. Envision hiking through misty mountain trails, only to stumble upon hidden lakes shaped like hearts, waterfalls cascading into turquoise pools, and villages frozen in time. Bosnia and Herzegovina is more than a destination. It's an experience. It's the warmth of a stranger offering you strong Bosnian coffee. It's the taste of flaky burek, made by hand with love. It's the sound of Sevdalinka songs, carrying centuries of longing and emotion in every note. It's the feeling of stepping into a land that is both ancient and alive, where every stone, every river, every mountain has a story to tell. And the best part? This is a country still off the beaten path. Unlike the crowded tourist hotspots of Western Europe, Bosnia feels intimate, authentic, and personal. You don't just visit Bosnia, you connect with it. You don't just take photos, you take memories. You don't just see its wonders, you feel them. In this journey, we'll uncover the many faces of Bosnia and Herzegovina. From the vibrant streets of Sarajevo to the historic charm of Mostar, from the wild beauty of the Neretva and Tara rivers to the quiet strength of Lukamir village, from thrilling adventures in the mountains to the deep traditions and hospitality of its people. Each chapter reveals a different layer of Bosnia's soul, building a picture of a country that is as diverse as it is beautiful. But be warned, once you step into Bosnia's world, it will stay with you forever. Its beauty lingers not just in your eyes, but in your heart. Its culture leaves you inspired, its landscapes leave you humbled, and its people leave you longing to return. Bosnia and Herzegovina is not a place you simply pass through. It's a place that becomes a part of you. So, fasten your seatbelt, open your heart, and prepare to be amazed. This is not just a travel video, it's a journey into one of Europe's most extraordinary hidden gems. Welcome to Bosnia and Herzegovina, a land of wonders waiting to be discovered. Have you ever dreamed of stepping into a place where East meets West, where medieval castles stand proudly above turquoise rivers, and where every street whispers stories of resilience and beauty? Welcome to Bosnia and Herzegovina, one of Europe's most underrated travel gems. In this journey, we'll explore a land of breathtaking landscapes, rich culture, and unforgettable moments that will leave you spellbound. Get ready, because what you're about to see is nothing short of magical. Our adventure begins in the beating heart of the country Sarajevo. Known as the Jerusalem of Europe, this city is unlike any other in the world. Walking through Sarajevo is like traveling through time. You can stroll down one street and find yourself surrounded by Ottoman-era bazaars, Then, turn the corner and suddenly step into the grand avenues left behind by the Austro-Hungarian Empire. It's a place where mosques, churches, and synagogues rise side by side, a living symbol of coexistence and history intertwined. The famous Bashcharshia, Sarajevo's old bazaar, immediately pulls you in with its narrow cobblestone streets and the aroma of freshly brewed Bosnian coffee. Shopkeepers greet you warmly as they display handcrafted copper goods, colorful carpets, and delicate souvenirs that reflect centuries of tradition. Every step in this marketplace feels alive, buzzing with voices, laughter, and the faint sounds of musicians playing traditional Sevdalinka songs. It's an atmosphere that captivates both your senses and your soul. But Sarajevo isn't only about the old, it carries deep scars of resilience. The Latin Bridge, for instance, is more than just a crossing over the Miljacka River. It was here, in 1914, that the assassination of Archduke Franz Ferdinand took place, an event that sparked World War I. Later, the city endured one of the longest sieges in modern history during the Bosnian War of the 1990 seconds. Yet today, Sarajevo has risen again, a vibrant city that embraces peace and unity while never forgetting its past. This duality gives the city an energy you won't find anywhere else. And then there's the food. If you want to experience Sarajevo with all your senses, you must taste its culinary treasures. Bite into a plate of cevapi, juicy grilled meat served with warm bread and chopped onions. Pair it with a glass of yogurt, a traditional drink that perfectly balances the flavors. Don't leave without trying burek, a savory pastry stuffed with meat, cheese, or spinach, baked to golden perfection. And of course, no Bosnian meal is complete without coffee. Served in a small jezva pot with sugar cubes and a sweet treat on the side, Bosnian coffee isn't just a drink, it's a ritual, a way of slowing down and connecting with others. As you walk through the bustling Ferhadija Street, Sarajevo's main pedestrian avenue, modern shops and lively cafes mix seamlessly with historic buildings. Locals and visitors alike gather here to relax, talk, and enjoy life's simple pleasures. If you look closely, you'll even notice Sarajevo roses, red resin-filled scars left on the pavement where shells once struck during the war. They serve as quiet reminders of the city's struggles, but also of its strength to bloom again. For a panoramic view of Sarajevo, climb up to the Yellow Fortress. As the sun sets, the city below glows with golden light, and the call to prayer blends with church bells in a harmony that touches your heart. It's a moment of serenity, reflection, and awe that stays with you forever. Watching Sarajevo from above is like witnessing the soul of Bosnia itself, diverse, resilient, and breathtakingly beautiful. But Sarajevo isn't only for history lovers. The surrounding mountains make it a paradise for nature seekers too. In winter, the slopes of Bjelašnica and Jahorina transform into skiing havens, while in summer, hikers explore lush green trails with panoramic views. The Olympic legacy of 1984 still lives here, reminding visitors that Sarajevo has always been a city where the world comes together. What makes Sarajevo truly unforgettable isn't just its architecture, its food, or its history. It's the warmth of its people. Despite everything the city has endured, locals welcome travelers with open arms, eager to share their culture, their stories, and their smiles. Sit with a family for a meal, and you'll realize that hospitality here is not just tradition, it's a way of life. As our journey through Sarajevo comes to an end, one thing becomes clear. This city is more than just a destination. It's a living story, a place where every corner holds meaning, and where past and present meet in extraordinary ways. Sarajevo leaves you with lessons of resilience, peace, and hope, reminders that even after the darkest times, beauty can flourish again. And this is just the beginning of our journey through Bosnia and Herzegovina. From ancient bridges to natural wonders, from vibrant towns to hidden valleys, what lies ahead will take your breath away. So stay with us. because the wonders of this country are only just beginning to unfold. Imagine a bridge so graceful that it seems to float in the air, a symbol of unity that has stood the test of time, war, and rebuilding. Welcome to Mostar, a jewel of Bosnia and Herzegovina that captures hearts the moment you lay eyes on it. This is not just a city, it's a living postcard of history, culture, and resilience. The Star of Mostar is, of course, the legendary Stari Most, the Old Bridge. Originally built in the 16th century by the Ottomans, this arching stone bridge spans the turquoise waters of the Neretva River with an elegance that feels almost unreal. For centuries, it connected communities, serving as a vital link between cultures and people. But during the War of the 1990 seconds, the bridge was tragically destroyed. What followed, however, is a story that reflects the spirit of Bosnia itself. In 2004, after years of painstaking reconstruction, Stari Most was reopened to the world, standing once again as a proud symbol of unity and resilience. Today, it's more than just a landmark, it's a heartbeat, a gathering place, and a symbol of hope reborn. As you walk across the bridge, the smooth stone beneath your feet feels like walking through centuries of history. Tourists and locals pause midway to take in the view. Emerald green waters flowing below, medieval houses clinging to the riverbanks, and the hum of life echoing all around. If you're lucky, you might even witness one of Mostar's famous divers, a centuries-old tradition where daring young men leap from the bridge into the icy river below. It's both a breathtaking spectacle and a testament to courage, a ritual that has become part of Mostar's identity. But Mostar is more than its bridge. Step into the old bazaar, known as Kujanjiluk, and you'll be swept into a world that feels frozen in time. Narrow cobbled streets lead you past colorful stalls overflowing with hand-woven rugs, copper crafts, jewelry, and traditional clothing. The air is filled with the aroma of freshly baked bread and sizzling meat from small family-run restaurants. The sound of shopkeepers calling out friendly greetings adds to the charm, making this bazaar a living tapestry of Bosnian culture. Food here is another experience not to be missed. Order a plate of dolma vegetables stuffed with spiced meat and rice, rich with flavor and tradition. Try japrak, tender grape leaves wrapped around seasoned filling. And of course, Mostar offers its own take on cevapi, always served with warm soman bread and a side of onions. For dessert, baklava, dripping with honey and nuts, is the perfect sweet ending. Every bite carries the taste of centuries-old culinary traditions passed down through families. The city also reveals its layered history through its architecture. Ottoman mosques, like the Koski Mehmed Pasha Mosque, offer breathtaking views from their minarets. Climb to the top, and the panoramic view of Mostar will take your breath away. The old bridge arching gracefully across the Neretva, the stone houses glowing under the sun, and the mountains rising proudly in the distance. Churches, mosques, and traditional houses blend seamlessly here, telling a story of cultural crossroads and diversity. And then there are the scars, visible reminders of the city's painful past. Bullet holes and damaged facades remain etched on some buildings, silent witnesses to the war. Yet, these scars do not define Mostar. Instead, they highlight the city's incredible resilience. Mostar has chosen to rise again, stronger and more beautiful, proving that even after destruction, life can bloom brighter than ever before. As the sun sets over the city, Mostar takes on a golden glow. The bridge lights up, reflecting beautifully on the river, while cafes and restaurants along the banks come alive with music and laughter. The soft strumming of traditional instruments fills the evening air, blending with the gentle rush of the Neretva below. This is the soul of Mostar, warm, welcoming, and unforgettable. And if you venture just beyond the city, more wonders await. Only a short drive away lies the stunning village of Blagaj, where a 600-year-old dervish monastery clings dramatically to the cliffs beside the source of the Buna River. It's a place of peace and spiritual reflection, with crystal clear waters flowing endlessly from the caves. The harmony of nature and spirituality here leaves a lasting impression, adding yet another layer to Mostar's charm. Mostar is not simply a destination, it's a feeling. It's the rush of adrenaline as you watch divers leap into the river. It's the taste of rich food shared with friends. It's the quiet reflection as you gaze at the scars of history and the triumph of rebirth. In Mostar, every corner tells a story, every stone carries memory, and every sunset whispers a promise that beauty and hope will always endure. As our journey continues, we leave Mostar with hearts full of awe and respect. But this is only the beginning. Bosnia and Herzegovina has even more wonders waiting to be discovered. From natural waterfalls to hidden villages, from mountain valleys to ancient fortresses, the next chapter will take us even deeper into the magic of this extraordinary land. Stay with us, because the adventure is only getting more breathtaking from here. What if I told you that Bosnia and Herzegovina hides one of Europe's most enchanting waterfalls, a place so beautiful that it feels like stepping into a dream? Imagine standing before a curtain of cascading water, where emerald pools sparkle under the sun, and the sound of rushing streams fills the air like music. This is Kravica Waterfalls, a natural wonder that will leave you speechless. Located on the Trebizond River, Kravica is often compared to the famous waterfalls of Croatia or even South America. But here, it comes with a unique Bosnian charm. The waterfall stretches nearly 120 meters wide, with water plunging about 25 meters into a crystal clear basin below. In summer, the falls are surrounded by lush greenery, creating a tropical-like oasis that seems worlds away from bustling cities. In spring, the flow is at its strongest, roaring with a power that shakes the air around you. Each season transforms Kravica into something new, making it a destination worth visiting again and again. The best part about Kravica is its accessibility. Unlike many tourist-packed destinations, here you can actually swim beneath the falls, feeling the cool spray on your skin and the rush of nature all around you. Families gather on the banks for picnics. Children play in the shallow waters, and adventurers dive into the deeper pools, savoring the thrill of being so close to nature's raw beauty. For those who prefer a quieter experience, kayaks and small boats offer another way to explore the river. It's a playground for both relaxation and adventure, blending peace with excitement in the most perfect way. Surrounding the waterfalls are hidden trails that lead you through forests, past wildflowers, and along the edges of the river. Birds sing overhead, and butterflies dance in the sunlight, creating a scene that feels almost untouched by time. Whether you're a photographer searching for that perfect shot, a couple looking for romance, or a traveler seeking tranquility, Kravica delivers in every way. And when the sun sets, the light filtering through the mist creates rainbows that paint the air a truly magical sight that no camera can ever fully capture. But Kravica is just one of Bosnia's many natural treasures. Travel a little further, and you'll discover more wonders hidden in this land of mountains and rivers. One such place is the Sutjeska National Park, home to the last primeval forest in Europe, Perućica. Here, ancient trees tower high into the sky, some over 300 years old, creating a dense green world where nature reigns supreme. Walking through Perućica feels like entering a fairy tale. Sunlight barely touches the forest floor. Streams cut through moss-covered stones, and wildlife thrives in its natural state. It's a reminder of how pure and untouched the earth can still be. The highlight of Sutjeska National Park is the magnificent Maglic Mountain, Bosnia's highest peak, rising proudly to over 2,300 meters. For hikers and climbers, conquering Maglic is a challenge and a reward all at once. The view from the top is one of the most spectacular in the Balkans. Rolling green hills, deep valleys, and even a glimpse of the stunning Trovačko Lake, a heart-shaped lake nestled between mountains. This view is not just a sight, it's an experience, one that connects you to the raw, powerful soul of Bosnia's wilderness. Nature here doesn't just amaze, it heals. Bosnia's landscapes offer travelers something rare: the chance to slow down, breathe deeply, and reconnect with the world. Whether it's the peaceful sound of a river flowing, the thrill of a mountain climb, or the joy of swimming under a waterfall, every moment spent in Bosnia's outdoors feels like a gift. And yet, despite its beauty, many of these places remain undiscovered by the masses. Unlike the crowded natural attractions of Western Europe, Bosnia's wonders still feel authentic and intimate. You won't find endless lines or over-commercialized resorts here. Instead, you'll find open spaces, genuine hospitality, and the chance to truly immerse yourself in the wild beauty of nature. For those seeking adventure, Bosnia offers rafting on the Tara and Neretva rivers, some of the most exciting whitewater experiences in Europe. Imagine racing down rapids, surrounded by towering cliffs and untouched forests, with crystal clear water splashing against your boat. It's adrenaline, laughter, and awe all rolled into one unforgettable journey. Kravaca and Sutjeska show us two sides of Bosnia's natural beauty: the playful, refreshing waterfalls that invite you to swim and relax, and the untamed wilderness of the mountains that challenge and inspire you. Together, they reveal a country blessed with landscapes as diverse as they are breathtaking. As you leave Kravaca Waterfalls, with its mist still cooling your face and its roar echoing in your ears, you realize something profound. Bosnia and Herzegovina is not just a place to see, it's a place to feel. Every drop of water, every gust of wind, every stone beneath your feet tells a story of resilience, purity, and wonder. And our journey doesn't end here. Beyond the rivers and forests, Bosnia has even more treasures waiting. In the next chapter, we'll explore ancient fortresses, mysterious medieval towns, and hidden gems that bring history alive. So stay tuned, because the story of Bosnia's wonders is only getting deeper and more fascinating with every step. What if you could walk through a city where rivers crash into waterfalls in the very center of town, or climb a fortress where kings once ruled centuries ago? Bosnia and Herzegovina is filled with hidden towns and medieval fortresses that feel like stepping into a time machine. This is not just history on paper, this is history alive, carved into stone walls, cobbled streets, and timeless traditions. Our journey takes us first to the enchanting town of Jajce, one of the most unique places in all of Europe. Imagine a medieval town where a mighty waterfall plunges dramatically right in the heart of the city. The Pliva waterfall is Jajce's crown jewel, a 20-meter cascade where the Pliva River meets the Vrbas, creating a breathtaking spectacle that has amazed travelers for centuries. Standing at its base, with the mist on your face and the fortress towering above, you feel as though you've entered a fantasy novel. Jajce was once the capital of the Bosnian kingdom, and its fortress still watches proudly over the town from the hilltop. Walking up the narrow stone pathways to the citadel, you can almost hear the echoes of medieval life, the clash of armor, the prayers of monks, the whispers of kings and queens. From the top, the view is astonishing. Red, roofed houses scattered along the hillsides, rivers winding gracefully below, and the surrounding mountains completing the picture. It's a panorama that tells the story of resilience and beauty. But Jajce holds even more secrets. Just outside the town, the Pliva lakes shimmer under the sun, inviting visitors for boat rides, fishing, and swimming. Along the lakes, you'll find something truly special: the medieval watermills. Dozens of tiny wooden huts perched above the streams once ground grain for the local population. Today, they stand as silent guardians of tradition, offering a glimpse into the lives of people who lived here hundreds of years ago. It's as if time has stood still, preserving the charm of a simpler era. From Jajce, our path leads us to Travnik, another town that seems untouched by time. Known as the City of Viziers, Travnik served as the capital of Ottoman Bosnia for over 150 years. Its history is written into every corner of the old town. The highlight here is the Travnik Fortress, perched above the city like a stone crown. As you walk its ramparts, You can almost imagine Ottoman viziers and soldiers guarding the valley below. The fortress walls still stand strong, offering sweeping views of the colorful houses and mosques that fill the town. Travnik is also famous for its vibrant culture and flavors. The town is known for Travnički cevapi, smaller, juicier, and seasoned differently from Sarajevo's version. Sitting in a traditional restaurant, savoring the smoky aroma and tender taste, you'll realize that food here is not just sustenance, it's heritage on a plate. And don't forget to try Travnik's famous cheese, a delicacy that has been perfected over generations. The charm of Travnik doesn't end with its food. The city streets are alive with history-painted houses, colorful mosques with wooden minarets, and the legacy of Nobel Prize-winning author Ivo Andrić, who was born here. His words captured the spirit of Bosnia, and in Travnik, you feel that same spirit in every corner. The blend of East and West is visible everywhere, creating a cultural harmony that makes Travnik unforgettable. What makes both Joshi and Travnik so special is their ability to transport you back in time. These are not just towns with old buildings, they are living museums, where history is still part of everyday life. Children play in the shadow of medieval walls. Elders sit in cafes, sipping coffee, just as their ancestors did. And waterfalls and rivers continue to flow, as they have for thousands of years. And then there are the smaller, lesser-known gems, scattered across Bosnia. Villages tucked into the hillsides where traditional stone houses still stand. Fortresses like Srebrenik Fortress clinging dramatically to cliffs, and towns like Pochitelj, an open-air museum of Ottoman architecture that feels like a painting come to life. These places remind us that Bosnia is more than just famous cities. It's a land where every corner has a story waiting to be told. As the sun sets over Joši's fortress and Travnik's colorful skyline, the towns glow with golden light, and the rivers reflect a beauty that words can barely capture. These medieval wonders remind us that Bosnia's soul is not only in its landscapes, but also in the legacy of its people, the kings, viziers, craftsmen, and dreamers who shaped this land. Our journey through these historic towns leaves us with a sense of wonder and admiration. Bosnia and Herzegovina is not only about breathtaking nature, it's also about heritage, stories, and the spirit of its people. And in the chapters to come, we'll dive even deeper into its mysteries, from sacred monasteries to hidden valleys, from cultural traditions to natural marvels that defy imagination. So stay with us, the wonders of this land are far from over. What if there was a place where spirituality flows as naturally as the rivers? Where sacred sites are carved into cliffs, built on hilltops, and woven seamlessly into the lives of the people? Bosnia and Herzegovina is not just a land of natural beauty, it's also a land of faith. A place where cultures, traditions, and religions meet in extraordinary harmony. Here, spirituality is not confined to buildings, it's alive in the very air you breathe. One of the most mesmerizing spiritual landmarks lies just outside Mostar, in the small village of Blagoj. Here, nestled at the base of a towering cliff, beside the crystal blue source of the Buna River, stands the Blagoj Teke, the Dervish monastery. Built more than 600 years ago, this monastery seems almost unreal, as if it has grown out of the rock itself. The sound of the rushing river, the scent of fresh air, and the sight of this whitewashed structure clinging to the cliff create an atmosphere of serenity unlike any other. The Tekka was built for Sufi dervishes, a mystical order of Islam dedicated to spiritual reflection, meditation, and closeness with God. Step inside, and you are greeted with simplicity wooden floors, prayer rugs, and quiet rooms that invite you to pause, breathe, and reflect. Standing here, you feel the centuries of devotion that have filled this place, the whispers of prayers carried away by the river. For visitors, it's not just a sight to see, it's an experience of peace, a reminder that true spirituality transcends time and borders. But Blagoj is only one example of Bosnia's rich religious heritage. Travel across the country, And you'll find churches, mosques, monasteries, and synagogues, often within walking distance of each other. This is why Sarajevo is called the Jerusalem of Europe. In just a few streets, you can hear the call to prayer, echoing from minarets, church bells ringing, and the quiet presence of a synagogue all coexisting in harmony. Few places in the world reflect this kind of cultural mosaic so beautifully. In Travnik and Tuzla, old mosques with wooden minarets stand as reminders of Ottoman influence, while Catholic cathedrals rise proudly in towns like Sarajevo and Mostar. In Banja Luka, the Grand Orthodox Cathedral of Christ the Savior showcases the beauty of Eastern Orthodox tradition, with its golden domes and intricate frescoes. And in Sarajevo's Old Town, the Ashkenazi synagogue tells the story of the Jewish community that has lived here for centuries, contributing to the fabric of Bosnian life. This interwoven tapestry of faith is what makes Bosnia truly unique. In times of peace, it shows the possibility of coexistence. In times of struggle, it reveals the resilience of people determined to preserve their traditions. Walking through these sacred places, you realize that Bosnia is not defined by one culture or religion, it is enriched by all of them. The spirituality of Bosnia is not only found in grand buildings, but also in everyday life. Sit in a small cafe in Sarajevo, and you may see friends from different faiths sharing a cup of coffee, laughing together and talking about their lives. Attend a local festival, and you'll find traditions blending music, food, and rituals that reflect a harmony born of centuries of living side by side. This everyday spirituality, the spirit of togetherness, is perhaps Bosnia's greatest treasure. Nature itself also plays a role in the country's spiritual identity. Sacred places are often found in the most breathtaking settings: cliffside monasteries, riverside shrines, and mountain chapels. For many, spirituality here is deeply tied to nature. The quiet flow of rivers, the stillness of forests, and the majesty of mountains all serve as reminders of something greater than ourselves. This connection between faith and nature gives Bosnia's sacred sites a special aura. You don't just see them, you feel them. What makes these places so moving is not only their beauty, but also their stories. Every mosque, church, and monastery has survived centuries of change, empires rising and falling, wars fought, peace rebuilt. And yet, through it all, they continue to stand, offering hope, reflection, and inspiration. They are silent witnesses to history and living symbols of endurance. As the sun sets over the Buna River and the Blagaj Teka glows softly in the fading light, you understand why travelers are drawn here. It's not only about the architecture or the view. It's about the feeling of calm, the connection to something timeless, the reminder that beauty and faith can endure against all odds. Bosnia and Herzegovina's spiritual landmarks tell us something profound. This is a land where differences don't divide, they enrich. Where diversity is not just tolerated, it's celebrated. Where faith is not confined to rituals, it is alive in the people, the culture, and the land itself. And as our journey continues, we will leave the sacred behind for now and dive into another layer of Bosnia's magic, its wild adventures. From thrilling river rafting to climbing its majestic mountains, the next chapter will take us into the heart of Bosnia's adventurous spirit. So stay tuned, because the wonders of this land are about to become even more exhilarating. What if I told you that Bosnia and Herzegovina isn't just about history and culture, it's also one of Europe's best kept? Imagine racing down crystal clear rivers, climbing rugged mountains, skiing on Olympic slopes, and hiking through untouched forests. This is a land where adrenaline and beauty go hand in hand, where every adventure feels like stepping into nature's playground. One of the most thrilling experiences awaits on the Tara and Neretva rivers, famous for their whitewater rafting. Picture yourself in a raft, paddling furiously as waves crash around you, the boat bouncing over rapids and towering cliffs rising dramatically on both sides. The Tara River Canyon is the second deepest in the world, even deeper than the Grand Canyon in some parts. Surrounded by lush forests and echoing with the roar of the river, rafting here is pure exhilaration. For beginners, there are calmer stretches where you can simply float and take in the beauty of the turquoise waters. For thrill seekers, the rapids provide an adrenaline rush you'll never forget. But Bosnia's adventures don't stop with rivers. Head into the mountains, and you'll find some of the best hiking trails in the Balkans. The Dinaric Alps stretch proudly across the country, offering trails for every level of explorer. One of the most rewarding hikes is to Trnovichko Lake, a heart-shaped lake hidden among the peaks near Maglic Mountain. The journey is challenging, but the view at the top is nothing short of magical. The sparkling blue lake, framed by green mountains, looks like a painting brought to life. Here, surrounded by silence and beauty, you feel as though you've reached a secret paradise. For winter travelers, Bosnia's slopes are a dream come true. The Olympic Mountains, Bjelašnica, Jahorina, and Igman once hosted the 1984 Winter Olympics and are still among the region's top skiing destinations. Imagine gliding down snowy trails, breathing in crisp mountain air, and finishing the day with a warm Bosnian meal by the fire. Unlike the crowded resorts of Western Europe, these slopes remain affordable, authentic, and uncrowded, making them a hidden treasure for ski lovers. Beyond rafting, hiking, and skiing, Bosnia offers countless ways to connect with nature. Canyoning through the Rakitnica Canyon will test your courage as you jump into deep pools, climb over rocks, and slide down waterfalls. Mountain biking trails wind through valleys and forests, offering thrills for cyclists of all levels. Even paragliding is possible here, soaring above mountains and rivers. You see Bosnia's breathtaking landscapes from a bird's-eye view, an experience that's both peaceful and electrifying. What makes Bosnia's adventures so special is not just the activities themselves, but the setting. Everywhere you go, the scenery feels untouched and pure. Imagine hiking along ridges with no crowds in sight, only the sound of wind and birds. Picture rafting on rivers where the water is so clean you can drink straight from it. Or skiing on mountains where the views stretch endlessly, and the atmosphere feels personal and authentic. Bosnia gives you adventure with a sense of freedom that's hard to find anywhere else. And then there are the people who make these adventures unforgettable. Local guides are not just experts, they're passionate storytellers, eager to share legends, history, and traditions as they lead you through the wild. Sitting by a campfire after a day of rafting, listening to folk songs under the stars, you realize that adventure here is more than physical. It's emotional, it's cultural, it's human. Perhaps the greatest adventure of all is discovering Bosnia itself. In a world where so many destinations are overrun with mass tourism, Bosnia still feels genuine. You don't just tick activities off a list, you live them, you feel them, you carry them with you. Adventure here isn't about pushing boundaries alone, it's about connecting to a land that invites you to be bold, to explore, and to embrace the unknown. As the day ends in Bosnia's wilderness, with the river quieting and the mountains glowing under the sunset, you feel both humbled and alive. Bosnia and Herzegovina doesn't just offer adventure, it awakens your spirit, reminding you that life is meant to be lived fully, with courage and wonder. But our journey is far from over, because Bosnia is not only about adrenaline and wild landscapes, it's also about people, traditions, and culture that warm your heart as much as its adventures thrill your soul. In the next chapter, we'll dive into the vibrant traditions, folklore, and hospitality that make Bosnia truly unforgettable. Stay with us. The story of this land is only getting richer. What makes a journey truly unforgettable? It's not only the landscapes or the monuments, it's the people, their traditions, and the stories that live within them. In Bosnia and Herzegovina, you don't just see a country, you feel it. Every smile, every shared meal, every song passed down through generations opens a window into the heart of this land. And once you step into its culture, you'll realize that Bosnia is not just a destination, it's an embrace. Bosnian hospitality is legendary. From the moment you arrive, you're not treated like a stranger, you're welcomed like family. It's common for locals to invite travelers into their homes, offering strong Bosnian coffee and delicious homemade treats. This simple act carries deep meaning. In Bosnia, sharing food and drink is more than tradition, it's a sacred expression of respect and friendship. And when you taste a warm plate of pita, flaky pastry filled with cheese, meat, or spinach, made by hand with love, you understand why meals here feel like celebrations. But it's not just the food, it's the atmosphere. Imagine sitting in a centuries-old courtyard in Sarajevo, where the aroma of coffee drifts through the air as the call to prayer echoes from minarets nearby. The pace slows, and conversations stretch on for hours. This is the Bosnian spirit, unhurried, warm, deeply connected. Here, hospitality, not rushed, it's lived, savored, and remembered. Traditions and folklore play a powerful role in Bosnia's identity. Folk music, known as sevdalinka, is the soul of the nation. These songs, often melancholic and poetic, speak of love, longing, and life's struggles. Imagine sitting under the stars in a small Bosnian town, as a local musician strums a saz, singing verses that have been carried through centuries. Even if you don't understand the words, you feel the emotion, the melody speaks directly to your heart. Festivals bring these traditions to life. During the summer, villages burst with color and energy as locals gather for celebrations filled with music, dance, and traditional costumes. Each embroidered pattern tells a story. Each dance step preserves a piece of history. These are not just performances, they are living expressions of cultural pride, passed from one generation to the next. Religion and spirituality are woven into everyday life, creating a culture of coexistence that is uniquely Bosnian. In Sarajevo, often called the Jerusalem of Europe, mosques, churches, and synagogues stand side by side, echoing a legacy of diversity and tolerance. Walking through the old streets, you hear the church bells mingling with the call to prayer, a soundscape that tells the story of harmony and difference. Bosnia's oral traditions are equally captivating. Folk tales of dragons, enchanted mountains, and heroic figures still echo in rural villages. Children grow up hearing stories of mythical creatures and legends tied to the land around them. These tales, shared by grandparents around the fire, remind everyone that Bosnia is not only a country of stone and river, but also of imagination and wonder. And then, there's the everyday kindness that defines Bosnian culture. It's the shopkeeper who refuses payment for an apple, saying, "You're my guest." It's the old woman who stops to show you the way, even if she has to walk with you for miles. It's the young people eager to practice English, sharing stories of their lives with bright enthusiasm. In these small gestures, Bosnia reveals its greatest treasure, its people. To truly experience Bosnia and Herzegovina, you must step beyond sightseeing. Attend a village wedding where music and dancing can last for days. Share a meal during Bajram or Christmas, and feel the joy of traditions celebrated together. Sit quietly in a mountain village, sipping rakija as elders recall the past with wisdom and humor. These are the moments where Bosnia reveals itself most authentically, not in grand monuments, but in human connection. And when it's time to leave, Bosnia lingers with you. You carry the flavors of its cuisine, the melodies of its songs, the warmth of its people. You realize that the country's true beauty lies not only in its mountains, rivers, and cities, but in the way it makes you feel welcomed, connected, and at home. This is Bosnia and Herzegovina's greatest wonder. Its culture, its spirit, and its people. A land where traditions live on, not in museums, but in daily life. A place where every handshake is sincere, every story is a gift, and every farewell carries the promise of return. But our journey isn't finished yet, because Bosnia holds one final secret, the kind that leaves you inspired, reflective, and ready to return. In our last chapter, we'll uncover Bosnia's hidden gems, the places and experiences most travelers never see, but that reveal the soul of the country in its purest form. Stay with us, the best is yet to come. What if I told you that Bosnia and Herzegovina still keeps some of its most extraordinary treasures away from the spotlight? While most travelers come for the famous cities, historic bridges, and majestic mountains, the true soul of Bosnia often hides in the corners less traveled. These hidden gems are quiet, untouched, and deeply authentic places where you feel as though you've discovered a secret meant only for you. One such treasure is the remote village of Lukomir, perched high on the slopes of Bjelašnica mountain. Imagine a tiny settlement of stone houses with wooden roofs, where life has barely changed for centuries. Shepherds still guide their flocks across rolling pastures. Women weave traditional patterns passed down through generations, and children run freely under the vast sky. Standing in Lukomir, surrounded by rugged peaks and silence, you feel like you've stepped into another world, a world where simplicity and tradition define life. Another hidden wonder lies in the Kravica waterfalls. While many rush to see Mostar's famous bridge, few venture to this emerald paradise just a short drive away. Here, a curtain of water cascades into a turquoise pool, creating a scene so idyllic it feels like a dream. On summer days, locals swim beneath the falls, families picnic along the banks, and the air fills with laughter and the soothing roar of water. Kravica is not just a waterfall, it's nature's own sanctuary, a place of pure joy and peace. Bosnia is also home to mysterious landscapes that spark the imagination. Near the town of Visoko, the so-called Bosnian pyramids rise, hills that some believe hold ancient secrets older than Egypt itself. Whether or not you believe in the theories, there's no denying the energy of the place. Walking through the underground tunnels, feeling the cool air and the echoes of history, you can't help but wonder what stories remain buried beneath. For those seeking tranquility, the Una National Park offers a paradise of forests, rivers, and wildlife. The Una River flows with a beauty that's almost surreal, its waterfalls and rapids framed by thick greenery. Unlike crowded tourist destinations, here you can walk for hours and encounter only birdsong and the gentle rush of water. In the silence of Una, you reconnect with nature in its purest form, wild, untouched, and eternal. But Bosnia's hidden gems are not always grand landscapes, they're also found in the small details. A family-run konoba, or tavern, tucked away in a narrow alley, where the owner serves you homemade rakia with pride. A forgotten monastery in the hills, where monks still live a life of devotion and simplicity. A tiny market stall selling hand-embroidered cloth, each stitch carrying a story of patience and love. These are the treasures you don't find in guidebooks, you find them by opening your heart to Bosnia. And perhaps the greatest hidden gem of all is the feeling Bosnia leaves with you. It's the warmth of strangers who become friends, the stories whispered in songs, the landscapes that feel both vast and intimate. Bosnia is not a country you just see, it's a country you experience, a country you carry with you long after you've left. As our journey through Bosnia and Herzegovina comes to an end, think back on everything we've discovered together. The iconic landmarks of Sarajevo and Mostar, the sacred places of spirituality and reflection, the breathtaking mountains, rivers, and valleys, the adrenaline of adventure, and the comfort of tradition. And now, the hidden gems that reveal Bosnia's soul in its purest form. Traveling through Bosnia is like opening a book filled with history, beauty, and emotion. Every page reveals something new, something unexpected, something unforgettable. It's a land that doesn't just show itself to you, it invites you in, makes you part of its story, and lingers in your memory long after you've gone. So, as we close this journey, remember this: Bosnia Herzegovina is not just a place to visit, it's a place to feel. A land of wonders waiting to be discovered, stories waiting to be heard, and beauty waiting to be experienced. Whether it's your first trip or your 10th, Bosnia always has another secret to share, another smile to offer, another moment to gift. And maybe, just maybe, the greatest wonder of Bosnia is not in its mountains, rivers, or cities, but in the way it changes you. Because once you've been here, you never leave the same. Bosnia stays with you, in your heart, in your memories, and in your soul. This is Bosnia and Herzegovina, a land of wonders, a land of stories, a land that waits for you. Thanks for watching my video. I hope you enjoyed exploring Prague as much as I enjoyed guiding you through it. If you found this travel guide helpful, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more beautiful destinations from around the world. Got a favorite spot in Prague? Drop it in the comments. I'd love to hear from you. Until next time, safe travels, and see you in the next video.